Hi, I'm Genene Wilson. I'm a financial advisor. My website is www.finesseyourmoney.world. Is creating a brand strategy crucial to properly marketing your business? And is it then necessary to have a brand photo shoot to align with your brand personality?
Great question, Genene, and we're about to find out.
Welcome to Authentic Influence with host Anthony Chansamuth, the show where we get real and share the stories and struggles, strategies and tactics of successful influencers and entrepreneurs so that you too can take action to create the life and business that you choose. And now over to Anthony.
So thanks to Authentic Influence community member Genene Wilson for submitting that question. And just to recap the question, Genene asks, is creating a brand strategy crucial to properly marketing your business? And is it then necessary to have a brand photo shoot to align with your brand personality? So there's actually two parts to the question, and we'll tackle one at a time. All right. So let's start with is having a brand strategy crucial to properly marketing your business? The answer is yes. All right. So let me ask you: do you want to increase your visibility and credibility online? Are you tired of watching other businesses grow without doing anything about it yourself? So if you answer yes to either of those questions, then you definitely want to look at developing a brand strategy and taking personal branding seriously. So personal branding is all about promoting and marketing your personality. Okay, so we often think about branding relating to products and services and businesses, but what it is, it's really, getting down to understanding your strengths and weaknesses, what type of work and opportunities best suit your skills and what your business can deliver, and then translating that information into a coherent message to promote yourself. Okay, so whether you want to build an online presence or land a perfect client or job, creating a personal brand strategy will maximize your potential. And it really matters. Okay, so one of my mentors, someone who has done an incredible job building up their brand over many years, I'm talking about their personal brand, consequently built a $1 million training company. And what they often said was, you are who Google says you are. And what did he mean by that? So basically, if you want to be found online when people are searching for solutions to problems that you could potentially solve, then you'll want to get serious about personal branding. A successful personal brand strategy should include several key factors. These may range from defining your own values and beliefs to choosing the right image for how you best convey this in person or online. Now, we are talking about online predominantly here. So just wanted to quote something that one of my colleagues and community members, Tyler Basu, shared in his blog post, which is How to Build a Personal Brand, the complete guide to personal branding, which sits on the Thinkific website. And Tyler says, your brand is what distinguishes you from your competitors, helping to form a lasting impression in the mind of your audience and customers. Without a compelling personal brand that attracts your target audience, you may find yourself struggling to build a profitable and sustainable business. But even if you're building a company that has its own brand, say a software or a physical product company, for example, building a personal brand still has its benefits. Most people are more interested in following other people than they are in following specific companies. Therefore, building an audience for your personal brand can actually help increase exposure for your company. And we know this to be true. We know many of us are aware of Steve Jobs and him being the face and the voice for Apple. We also look at Elon Musk as a great example of a personal brand, someone who's stands out for his company, which is Tesla. And you may not know this, but he wasn't even one of the original co-founders of that company. But it's certainly because of because we know of him, we also know of his companies, right? There's Tesla, there's SpaceX, and then there's other projects that he's working on. There's other, I'm sure you can think of 2 or 3 other examples of great personal brands, right? So that's the first part to Janine's question, and I am actually putting together a complete guide to creating a personal brand strategy. So look out for that. If you're not already subscribed to my newsletter, head over to anf.coach and just subscribe to the newsletter there. And we're going to cover more about personal branding in this podcast. Right now, the second part to Janine's question, that is not the police coming after me. That's something going on outside. And the second part to Janine's question was around a brand photo shoot, right? So is it necessary? Is it then assuming that a brand strategy is crucial to marketing your business, then is it necessary to have a brand photo shoot to align with your brand personality? I would say if you are, if you're serious about personal branding, then you do need to think about the visual elements to that. Okay, so a photo shoot is one way, specifically the photos that are generated from the photo shoot is one way to represent your identity online. Okay, so if you think about LinkedIn, Facebook, any of these social media profiles, and you've got the individual, then typically there's a photo that represents them, and then that photo is consistent across all channels. Okay, and this is the key. All right, so the photos are only useful as long as you're using them across multiple channels, and no matter where you appear online or even in public, that's the key. People can say, oh, I recognize you because you showed up at this online summit or this conference, or you showed up, I read your contribution to Forbes or whatever publication, and I saw your face on there, and then I went to Twitter and I saw your face on there as well. So what it does is it creates an association in people's minds, and then they can then connect the dots, right? And say, okay, and this is all about consistency in how you show up. Okay, so you do want to think about, as part of your brand strategy, what your personality is, and then from there we then look at, okay, how do we connect the visuals to express that personality? And photos are a good way to do that. So, right, so if you're working with a brand strategist and a photographer who really gets branding, and the two work together, and sometimes it's the same person or the same company, then that's a really great way to do it. Okay, so I would say yes. I know for Genene, she's just published her first book, so I wanted to say, or I think it's the first book. I wanted to say congrats, Genene, for making that happen. I know it's been quite the journey. And as part of the book launch and everything that extends from that now milestone in your career, then having some nice photos to go with that would work really well. And those photos would also go into your media kit. So when you're promoting the book and going on your publicity campaign, and you're doing media outreach, or they come to your website because you're appearing on podcasts and other people's blogs and other people's websites and publications, then typically they will ask you for a media kit. Or if you're a speaker, they'll ask you for a speaker kit, and in that usually they're also asking you for a profile photo. Okay, so then you want to have at least 2 or 3 different types of photos, one consistent one for all your brand, all your different places that you exist online, but you want to give them a few photos to choose from, and then they will pick what they feel is the most relevant photo for whatever purpose that they're intending to use those images for. Okay, so thanks again, Genene, for the great question, and I hope that's helped you, our listeners, as well. And if you do have any questions, please submit them to me, and just head over to anchor.fm/authentic-influence/message, and you can submit your question, and I will answer on an upcoming episode. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon. Now, just quickly, if you want to check out the show notes for this episode. Just head over to simplecreativemarketing.com/podcast and you can grab all the links and things and resources on there. And also, if you are a conscious entrepreneur, got a professional services business, working B2B, and you've got an interest in building influence and income through showing up, serving others, and being real, then I invite you to join my Authentic Influence Warriors Facebook group. If you want to do that, just head over to simplecreativemarketing.com/community. Okay, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Authentic Influence podcast at AuthenticInfluence.co.